Most developers and creators think that the biggest benefit of using AI is that it does the work for you. And that's what I thought too. But I was completely wrong about what actually makes AI such a game changer. It's an upgrade that fundamentally changes how I learn and how I create. In this video, I'll tell you about how I broke through my ceiling as a product designer and developer in ways that I never even expected. I want you to see AI not as a replacement for you or for your skills, but as a massive upgrade that can make you much better at your craft, and that can lead you to make a much greater impact on your business, on your career, and for you as a creator and a builder. Let's get into it. Here's the trap that I almost fell into in the early days of AI. Most people see AI as potentially replacing themselves, replacing their job, replacing their skills. And for me, to be honest, I was a little bit excited about that at first because as a product builder and a business owner, I like the idea of being able to build and ship things efficiently. The idea of completely delegating the work to an AI is pretty exciting for someone like me. That line of thinking actually leads to disappointment because when you actually try to use AI to create things, to write code for you or to write an article, like it's just not good enough. It can't possibly do as good of a job as you can as a creator or as a builder or as a professional with real human experience. And so then we're actually back to where we were in the pre-AI days, where we as humans were just doing the best work that we possibly can on our own without any of the benefits of this AI revolution, if you will. And so that was the trap that I fell into early on. It's actually why I feel like I was a bit slow to the game of starting to adopt AI, especially in my coding and development workflow as I'm building products. But now I'm starting to incorporate it into everything else I do, from writing to video production. And I'm only realizing now, especially in my product development workflow, where I'm using AI heavily, using tools like Cursor and Claude, that it's time for me to catch up. It's time for me to make up for all that lost time and start to use AI in a way that actually makes me better at my craft. Now, here is the unexpected breakthrough that I realized sometime in the past year. Before AI, before I started using it in my day-to-day workflow, I found that my skills as a developer and a designer and a creator, they were stagnating. I was plateaued. And I realize now why that was. In the pre-AI days, I stuck to building things and creating things that I already knew how to build and how to create because I've done those things before. I was in my comfort zone and I stayed in my comfort zone without pushing myself beyond my limits. Now, why is that? Well, it's because as a product developer and as a entrepreneur who's trying to bring new products into the market and get them into the hands of customers, shipping speed is like everything to me, right? I really care about being able to design, develop, create, and ship new products into the market so that I can get the feedback from customers and then iterate and move forward. And that desire to move fast is also what pushed me to stay within my comfort zone and stay within building the same types of features, the same types of products over and over again, because I knew how to ship those really, really fast. And I knew that anytime I ventured into unknown territory, new technologies or being ambitious to build something that I've never built before, that's always a slower process because there's the extra time that I would need to take to learn, to read up, to watch tutorials, to read books. That's a much slower process because of that learning curve. And so that's what actually led me to shy away from going after new, more cutting edge ideas. And who knows what's even on the other side of those ideas and what I might have learned beyond those and what other products I might have uncovered because I stayed on my plateau. I stayed at my nice, comfortable, fast shipping speed of what I knew how to build. Fast forward to today where I have AI fully embedded in my design and development workflow. Now I have the freedom to be much more ambitious about what I decide to build, even if it's venturing into totally new territory. Because thanks to AI, now I can compress the time and the effort to familiarize with new territory and to orient myself in learning new ways to build things. Whereas before it required hours and days and weeks of reading and watching tutorials and going on Stack Overflow. Remember that site? And now I can prompt an AI to lead the way, show me an example, start to build the thing that I've never built before, and then I can go in and actually learn. I can see the dots that the AI connected for me, and I can actually read the code and start to put it together. And this is in my own product. So I'm learning within the context of what I'm actually trying to build. Now, again, getting back to the misconception that the first pass out of an AI is going to be perfect. It's not. It never is. But then that cycle of diving into what the AI put together and then crafting it and shaping it and correcting it and putting my human stamp on it, my taste comes into play. And that's where the true value is found, right? I can take the first pass from what the AI built and I can learn and start to familiarize with, like, okay, this is the roadmap to getting into this new territory that I've never touched before. But there are a few things that are off. It's not actually achieving the goal of the product or the job to be done. AI doesn't necessarily know that. And so that's where my experience, my skills, my taste as the human creator behind this thing, I can start to shape what the AI has laid out before me, get it from that 70 or 80% of the way there to a final product that's 100% ready to ship. It's polished. It has my stamp and my design built into it, and I'm off to the races. So it makes me think about, what has actually changed for me or for my business now that I've embraced and adopted AI in my creative workflow on a day-to-day basis. I'm able to venture into newer, more cutting edge territory for me that I haven't touched before. And what that means is that it can uncover new product ideas and breakthroughs that I wouldn't have actually reached before. And that can make a real impact on the products that I ship and the success that my business has. I can feel it every day, and I can even see it in some of the work that I'm doing today. But on a personal level, I feel like I have completely busted out of that plateau that I was in for several years there before I started using AI on a regular basis. I don't feel like my skills as a developer and a designer are stagnating anymore. Every single day, I feel like I'm leveling up in some way because, again, I can use AI as my guide into this uncharted territory for me. Now I've gained that experience. I start to see those patterns. I can start to connect dots that weren't there before. And now I'm actually growing as a creator and as a professional. That obviously starts to build and rebuild my confidence in my ability to create, my ability to ship products, and my ability to build a business. So how can you make this same leap that I made over the past year or two? Well, it starts with getting over that misconception that AI is here to just do all the work for you. It's not. You can start to see AI more as a creative collaborator, a partner that is here to help you level up your craft. The new creative cycle that I like to think about now is prompt, learn, improve, ship, and then repeat. So prompting AI to lead the way into a new area or a new thing that you want to build. And then instead of blindly trusting what the AI has put together, actually go in and read it and review it, because that's where the improvement stage comes in. That's where you and your craft and your experience come into play. And then finally, you come to a shippable product that can actually make an impact. If you want to see what this is looking like for me in practice on a day-to-day basis, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video showing how I'm using Cursor in my product development workflow. Now, how I'm using Cursor and any of these other AI tools keeps changing from month to month, and it keeps improving. That's the other really exciting thing about this. But yeah, check out that video to see where I'm at currently. And if there's anything else that you'd like to see me cover here on the channel, drop a comment, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.